What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we have a very, very special unboxing. What we've got inside of this box is not only the Xbox One S, but also the Xbox One X. Now, they ain't real or nothing, but we will see what the actual bodies are like, so we'll be able to take a look at all the I/O, all that good stuff. So let's get right into it, right? All right, Carl, you ready for this, my man?
Pumped up, let's do it.
Okay, that's a little too much for me, but all right. So let's, first of all, get this box open. I know you see that Leaf Village kunai. Carl, you know. I feel like I gotta use this the way they use it. It is almost impossible to cut like this though.
Nah, it is.
And probably dangerous. Step back, you guys. But all right, whew. So, we've got two boxes over here. One is clearly smaller. I'm assuming that is the Xbox One S. And we've got a bigger one for the One X. So which shall we open first? Obviously, it's gonna be the One S. You know this, Jay. All right, so what's this say? Xbox Stockton faux console? Oh, no way. No way. What? Yo, this thing is tiny. Oh, there is no way. What? Okay, I was not expecting this at all. I was expecting something similar to the Xbox One S, but it's only in color, guys. It's similar only in color. This thing is miniature. Whoa. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people say this kind of looks like a speaker because of over here. It's the exhaust, you know, so that the hot air could come out. But the idea here is to not have all of the air just come out of this one spot. You still have vents on the sides so that, I don't know, let's say you cover this by accident, you can still have some of that airflow going off on the sides. So you still got a couple of vents all over the Xbox, just in case. This is for an optimal airflow.
It looks like an old CD player.
This looks like an old CD player? Either way, there are no CDs involved in this one because this is the all digital version. That means no discs whatsoever. You wanna get your games, you download them. So this is going to be the cheaper version of the Xbox series, and it's gonna run for $299. And I think that's a good deal, you guys. $299. I wasn't expecting Xbox to have a console ready in that price range for the holiday season. That's gonna be huge. Sony always releases their smaller version way later than their initial release. So it's going to be very interesting to see this launch side by side with the more premium version, the Series X. But,
Ow.
That hurt you?
Yes.
Yeah, but let's take a look around the actual console. So obviously we got our exhaust up front so that heat could come out, but you've also got some on the sides. So you got all of that. In the very front, we've got our power button over here. You've got your sync button so you can sync up your controllers, as well as a USB port. Very similar to like what we see with the Xbox One X, except there's no eject button because this is the all digital version. In the back, we've got our Ethernet port, two USB ports, an HDMI port. What's this port? Interesting. So I don't know what that port is. There's no label for it and I don't recognize it, but this is the power port over here and I'm guessing a Kensington lock. But I'm going to use the power of research and see if Microsoft sent me any little information on what that port is and I'll let you guys know. Wait, did you mean it looks like a record player? Wow, Carl, you ruined their joke. I could kind of get that.
Told you.
You didn't tell me. I had to deduce that from your back. Okay, I kind of see it. Whatever. Still, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so we found it, and I actually feel kind of silly for forgetting this, but this is actually an expansion slot if you want to have extra storage. So there will be options available if you want to add an extra SSD to the Xbox so that you can get even more space than what you originally got with it. Should save a lot of space. You won't have to have like a really big external hard drive. You can get an SSD with those faster speeds attached right here. Silly me for forgetting. So those are all of our ports in the back. Now we will talk about specs in just a second. I want to see what that Series X looks like, because this thing, tiny. I gotta see what this guy looks like. Oh, no way. This is so much smaller than I anticipated. Now, the Series X online, it looks big, but this ain't that bad, y'all. All right, it's a little thick, but it's not that big though. It's really not. And I just love what they did with the green here. It looks so good. A lot of people thought it was a light, but it's actually not. But this is not bad at all. So this is the Series X, and boom, Series S. Side by side, here you have it. It's insane. And when they showed those diagrams of the Series S, like just kind of falling into this, it absolutely makes sense. I believe this is like 60% smaller. Don't quote me on that, but if I'm right, quote me on that. Now, the Series X has a pretty similar thought process. You got that giant vent on the top, but you've also got vents in the back as well, and even on the bottom. So that airflow is gonna be legit. Now, in terms of ports, it's also pretty similar. You've got your power button up top, as well as your eject button for your disc here. So this does have a Blu-ray player. And you also have a sync button for your controllers and stuff, and of course a USB port. And in the back, we're still looking at 2 more USB ports, Ethernet port, that storage expansion, and it actually says it right here, HDMI, and a power plug right here. And of course that Kensington lock right there, so nobody can jack your stuff. But some details were also released about this alongside the Series S. They'll both be available November 10th, and pre-orders actually start September 22nd, which is like super close. This guy's gonna be retailing for 500 bucks, while like we said, this was gonna be 300. Is honestly just how miniature this thing is. I just cannot believe how small, like this is insane. And a quick note for those of you wondering, if you don't wanna have it standing tall like this, how do you put it down? How do you lay it down horizontally? There's actually rubber feet right here on the sides. So you'll actually have it like this. So your disc over here, USB port at the bottom. It also helps that this says Xbox right up here. So you can kind of just make sure the words are in line with the direction that it has to go in. But this thing is a lot smaller than you thought, right?
Definitely.
Okay, hold on. When you actually put it on a TV, like on a TV stand or something, it looks a little bit bigger, I'm not even gonna lie. Sideways.
Better.
Yeah, I can't fit it in here like I can.
Ah, you definitely can.
Like my 1X is right there, but
I can't fit it the other way neither.
Nah, this is definitely sits on top of a TV stand. This, you're fitting, you getting that guy anywhere.
Anywhere.
You put that in your pocket and you're good. Now, we all know the Series X is the most powerful console we've ever seen on paper, but the question is, how does the Series S stack up to it? Now, when it comes down to the specs between these guys, there are actually quite a few differences in almost all of the categories. So for those spec heads out there who just love seeing those numbers, who like to compare, we'll throw them up right now. You guys can pause the video and make your comparisons, take a look at all the different numbers, do your crunching. But for the average consumer who probably doesn't know what all these tech specs mean, the main ones that are gonna stand out and probably mean something to you are things like the overall resolution. You're gonna be able to play games at a higher resolution here. As we know, it's gonna be able to play 4K. This one goes up to 1440p, which is, we'll call it 2K. So that's what's gonna be standard, but it can also upscale to 4K. And this is gonna be able to run at 60 FPS, even up to 120 over here, and upscaled 4K content on the Series S can go up to 120 frames per second as well. But right off the bat, when it comes to that resolution, we are looking at a higher resolution here, and I believe this 8K is going to be possible at some point. Definitely not something we're gonna see on this guy. You'll also notice on the Series S, you have half the storage capacity of the Series X. So Series X has 1 terabyte. We're looking at about 500 over here. Now what's nice is that the disk speeds are still the same, so you'll still get the same performance, loading times and that kind of thing will still be the same, but you are getting half the storage here, and storage is a bit important on this guy since it's all digital. So that's something you're gonna wanna keep in mind. Luckily, you can add like a terabyte through the expansion slot right here. So that's probably something you're gonna seriously wanna consider if you pick one of these up and you wanna have a pretty sizable library. So just kind of quickly looking at the spec sheets, I feel like the differences between these two is I feel like you're gonna get overall a very similar experience in terms of speed and being able to jump into a game and, you know, load times, that kind of thing. But where we're really gonna see a big difference is the graphical power. So like I said, this is going to be a lower resolution. It also has weaker GPU. So we're going to see a lot more detail. Things are probably gonna look a lot more crisp. We're gonna see a lot more with this guy versus this. But if you're not looking for the craziest detailed experience, you just want to play the games and you want them to still look good, this is what you're going to be looking at. Now, we know the biggest difference between these two, besides the overall form factor, is that graphical power, but they also share a lot of similarities, performance being one of them, like we just mentioned, but they've also got a lot of the same features. With both, we're going to have access to backwards compatibility, so games that we played on the Xbox One, we'll be able to have access to on these, as well as Xbox 360. Thank the heavens, we'll be able to get that backwards compatibility on here, play some of those classics right on our new consoles. But beyond that, you can also use older Xbox One accessories. So if you have like the Xbox Elite controller that you probably spent a pretty penny on, I'm gonna put these down. So if you have an Xbox One Elite controller that you spent a lot of money on, you're gonna be able to play with that on these systems, because who wants that to go obsolete after you spent like $100-something on it? You're gonna be able to have access to those accessories on these guys, which is great. They've both also got the Xbox Velocity architecture. What that basically means is you're gonna have access to a lot more bandwidth, so you'll have better graphics on both systems. You'll get faster load times, better frames per second. So you're gonna be able to just have way better performance on both of these consoles compared to the Xbox One. And even with the graphical differences between the two, we still get access to ray tracing, so we'll have more realistic looking games. If you're not familiar with ray tracing, that's when you have those beautiful reflections from things like water or even glass in the game. You'll still be able to see the reflections of certain things in the environment, which just helps the realism, helps the game to feel a bit more immersive because it looks a bit realer. And honestly, there's just a lot more features that these both share that would take too long to get into in this video. But ultimately, what it boils down to is you're basically looking at a more inexpensive version of the Xbox Series X with a lower resolution, but a lot of the same perks that we are getting with the new Series X. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, guys, you know the differences now. If you had to pick, which one would it be, Carl?
Oh, just digital. I'm a digital man. So.
Digital, so no lower resolution, you don't care?
Not too much.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know the difference, man.
I do.
Oh, do you? All right. But you're still cool with saving $200.
Yeah.
I respect it. Jay?
I'd go for the Xbox X, Series X.
You would go for that.
Just for the look.
Oh, that's it? That's your decision?
That's it.
Okay. Jay's going based on the look alone.
The green they make it look nice.
The green is tough. Me personally, I'm looking at this guy. I like having all the power. I don't care how big the system is. I don't care how big the phone is. If it's got a lot of power to it, I need it. I need that. But I want to know what you guys think. Seeing the difference between the two here, honestly, if space is a factor in your home, like your living room, or maybe your wife don't like you having systems all over the place, you could sneak this little guy in and like, she won't even notice. I'm putting one of these everywhere. But I do want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Are you in it for the form factor and the savings? Or do you want all the power and goodness that Xbox has to offer? Let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Pre-orders are happening soon, you guys. September 22nd, mark your calendars, don't forget it, because this holiday season, I know, especially if you want this guy, you better get your pre-order in, because that's gonna sell out like that. But till the next video, guys, this is your average consumer. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Man, so cute.